Welcome to another terrifying tale from Nightmare Alley. If you enjoy what you hear, please consider subscribing to our channel and providing us some feedback in the comment section. We want to provide content like this for a long time to come, and your support will help make that happen. Now sit back and brace yourself for another spine-tingling tale. Legacy of the Wolf, Chapter 11. "Sorry, honey, but I don't remember a Craig. You sure you don't want a drink?" "Yeah, I'm sure," Sam replied. Kathy was in her bathroom at the kitchen counter, refilling a glass of 7 and 7. Sam wondered when the last time she took a shower was. "What about Sutter? Did you ever hear of a place called Sutter?" "Doesn't ring any bells," Kathy said, carrying her full glass around the counter, dodging a cat, and taking a seat across from Sam at the dining room table. "Why?" "I don't know yet," Sam admitted. "It may be nothing." That wasn't true, but there was far too much for Sam to explain, at least until she had more answers. "I meant to call this morning to check on your uncle, but the day got away from me." The day has a way of doing that when you start drinking before noon, Sam thought, but didn't say. She said, "I called before I came over. The nurse said his head had cleared up a bit. He asked about me. She told him I was okay, but his pain shot through the roof and she had to drug him again." Kathy shook her head. "Poor guy." "Yeah, I'll try to see him later tonight. If not, it'll have to be tomorrow night." "Why can't you—" "Oh, right, you said Captain Hoskins changed your shift." "Did he say why?" Kathy asked. Sam had gone into work for a few hours in the morning, despite it being her day off. Before she had left the station, Captain Hoskins informed her that she would be working days starting tomorrow. He said it was standard to provide variety and training, Sam said. "But you didn't believe him?" No, she didn't. She wondered if Detective Barnes' suspicions had begun to rub off on Hoskins. By way of an answer, though, Sam simply shrugged. "Well, don't you worry," Sam said as a cat jumped into her lap. "They'll see you for the superstar you are, just a matter of time." Kathy petted the cat. She had so many at this point that Sam couldn't keep track of their names. "So what about your windshield?" Kathy asked, trying to sound innocent. "It's not my windshield you want to know about, you old busybody," Sam replied. "It's that mechanic." Kathy feigned offense. "What?" "I haven't called him yet, but I did check with my insurance. They'll cover half." "You should call him." "I've been busy, you know." Sam looked at the time on her phone. "Speaking of which, I gotta run." She was due to meet Nina in 20 minutes. Guilt weighed on Sam as she drove her Mustang toward Elm Street. She had told her mom that she had gone into work earlier in the day to catch up on paperwork, but that wasn't entirely true. Part of the reason she had gone in was to run a background check on Uncle Brewin. It was the first time she had done a background check on a friend, but after last night, Sam told herself that the action was warranted, and the results had been interesting. Brewin had played football in high school, went to Texas A&M on a scholarship, focused his schooling on engineering, and from there went into the Army, airborne, then on into the Green Berets. And that was where his history ended. There was a huge gap, almost 30 years. The next piece of available background info centered around Brewin's role as the CEO of a private security firm. That was over 10 years ago and only covered a 5-year span. What had he been doing in between the Green Berets and the security firm that was so classified? The more she thought about it, the more she felt that Brewin, Eclipse, Raggedy Man, all must be connected to her past, either right around the time of her parents' car accident or before. And so, after performing the background check, she had filled out the paperwork requesting her juvenile records. It would take some time to get them, but once she did, maybe they could help shed some light. At the very least, she should be able to get the name of her social worker prior to her going into foster care, the guy from her nightmare about the hospital. Sam suppressed a shudder as images of a similar dream, this one from last night, returned to her. It had taken her several hours to fall asleep after coming home from Brewin's house, despite taking sleeping pills. When she did finally nod off, she experienced a repeat of her hospital nightmare. She was a little girl running through empty halls, the overhead lights shutting off, plunging her into darkness. This time, however, there had been a light spilling out of a doorway at the end of the hall. When she had gone to the doorway, she was greeted with the hospital cafeteria. She walked in to find the large room empty, except for one table. The John Doe from the church sat at that table, facing her, his throat a bloody, vacant ruin. Next to him sat Uncle Brewin, his breathing tube in, his eyes peering out from sunken sockets. "We've been waiting for you," he had rasped. Taking a deep breath, Sam pushed the grim reflections from her mind. Clouds had formed in the dusky sky as she pulled up in front of the bakery. The lights were on, but the closed sign was up. It was Sunday, so the shop had been closed all day. In fact, most businesses in Black Rock were closed on Sunday. There were some folks in town who wouldn't even mow their lawn on the Lord's Day of Rest. Sam exited her vehicle. The first drops of a light rain fell against her jacket as she crossed the sidewalk and knocked on the shop's glass door. Nina emerged from the back room wearing a sweatshirt and sweatpants. She stopped at the door, her dark eyes dodging this way and that, looking around as if to ensure Sam had not been followed. She opened the door and stood behind it as Sam entered. "So what was it that you—" Sam began as she turned to face Nina. The little girl's closed fist flew out almost too fast for Sam to see. It collided with Sam's left temple, and all went dark as she crumpled to the floor. Thanks for listening. If you like what you heard, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and click the notification bell to receive updates on upcoming videos. It's listeners like you that make what we do possible.